Our first artist is the talented Jack Snyder, also known as Le Yeux. Jack, who grew up in Barnard, has been playing for local audiences since he was a young teen. He headed off to Berklee College in 2013, and he is currently finishing a program in music ed at UVM. We started off the evening with a clip of a pre-recorded concert from his senior recital at the Lane Concert Hall at UVM. Check it out.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. You feel part of every mountain, sea and shore. You can hear from far and near a world you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and evermore. That the glow of your being outshines every star. You feel part of every mountain, sea and shore. You can hear from far and near a world you've never seen before. And on that clear day, on that clear day, you will see forever and
so far, and it's super weird environment, but I'm really enjoying seeing the faces, and I think it's a very equalizing time because we're all like in our house, and it's a special time. So as was the case for the senior recital, so the senior recital is the showcase at the end of your um so it's usually like the second to last or last semester before you graduate. So at UVM, I studied jazz primarily. They have a choice between classical and jazz, so jazz is more up my alley stylistically. So I studied a lot and learned a bunch of jazz standards while I was there, and had a wonderful instructor. Someone was asking who was playing piano in the chat, and Tom Cleary was playing piano. He's a faculty at UVM, and his wife Amber De Laurentiis was my vocal instructor there. So I played. This was a really unusual format. Like we were all masked and had to be social distanced and all that stuff. And we weren't able to organize having an audience in the space, unfortunately. So it was a fun time with the group, and the other players are really strong student players. So it was all students except for Tom on piano. And yeah, it's just a great jazz standard. So I was I was happy to sing that, and that was actually the last song in the set. So it was kind of my final moment as a student on the stage at that in that space, which I've performed in a bunch of times for the past 3 years. So yeah.
Nice. It was beautiful. And
Thank you.
congratulations on approaching graduation.
Thank you so much.
So, as I understand, all you have left is you're currently student teaching.
Yes, that's true. I'm
Tell
currently
us a
student
little about
teaching.
that.
Yeah, I'm currently student teaching high schoolers at South Burlington High School. And another one of my peers, who I won't call out on this call, is actually on this call as well, and we're in the same building. She's doing instrumental music, and I'm doing vocal music, so we have kind of a cool community in that setting. And yeah, so I've been, making the best of this situation, and I think it opens some different avenues and some different ways of learning for us, because we can't actually sing at this time in the building. So yeah. Anyways, I want to make sure I can fit some songs in. It looks like we've got about 15 minutes on the clock. So if that's okay with you, Chloe,
Yeah. Are you are you playing new work?
Or... Yes. Awesome. Yes. So I'm gonna play. I probably have time for maybe 4 songs.
Whatever you have planned.
Something around there. And yes, these are mostly newer songs. A few of them, let's see, 2 of them have been released, and if I have time to play the other 3, they are unreleased at this time. So I'm working on recording that, and at some point after I finish graduating and have time to finish doing those recordings, I will be releasing some new music, which has been about 5 years since I've not quite 5 years. So my first album was it's like 4 years ago. So it's kind of crazy. Time flies. All right. Awesome. So this is a new song. It's called Spin Me Up, which is also the working title for my next album that I've got roughed out here. All right. So here's Spin Me Up. Oh, spin me up, I'm ready to go. Oh, I'm keep chasing waterfalls. Oh, spin me up, I'm ready to go. Oh, I'll never quit chasing rainbows. Oh, it's time to figure out where I went wrong. Give up on what went wrong. Oh, it's time to give up on what went wrong. Focus on how to sing my song. Oh, crank up my gears, I'm jacking the box. Oh, who put Jack in that box anyway? Unlock the springs, come out to play. Come out wherever you lay. Oh, it's time to figure out where I went wrong. Figure out what I'm running from. Oh, it's time to give up where I went wrong. Focus on where I sing my song. Spin me up, I'm ready to go. Oh, I'll never quit chasing rainbows. Thank you all so much. I can see some hands clapping. It's kind of funny. It's like no sound, just awesome. Okay, here this one is called Clandestine. My heart has grown, feeding my soul. Oh, it's clandestine. Feel it coming, spring overflown, but we know it's clandestine. Oh, it's clandestine. It's clandestine. It's clandestine. The world in tow, it moves, it knows. Oh, it's clandestine. Feel it coming, spring overflown, but we know it's clandestine. Oh, it's clandestine. It's clandestine. It's clandestine. Thank you, thank you. All right, I'm gonna play a couple of songs that are technically older, but they're just a few years old, and I don't think that many people have heard them. So this one is called On Your Side, and after that, I will go right into a song called Tightrope. You said, how did you, what, where, why, and who? Been back and forth for 4 months, and I haven't thought of her once like that. I'm starting to internalize all of these excuses, all of these excuses, all of these excuses, and it feels like life. I realize that's the compromise. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. We've been acting so cruel, tearing this thing apart. Find no relief, but please tell me, why can't you see I'm on your side? There's two sides to every coin, yeah, and we're paying the price for every insult thrown and every verbal slice that we take from each other. You're never gonna cover this with kisses. I used to think I was my own worst critic till I met you. I realized that's the compromise. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. We've been acting so cruel, tearing this thing apart. Find hope, but please tell me, why can't you see I'm on your side? We've been acting so cruel, tearing this thing apart. Fine gold, but please tell me, why can't you see I'm on your side? Now I'm realizing, 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 oh, we can't divide. Can't you see that I'm on your side? Oh, we can't divide. Can't you see that I'm on your side? I'm on your side. I'm on your side. Can you see that I'm on your side? Oh, I'm on your side. Oh, I can't live without you. I can't live without you. If today is not becoming, even the sun will leave you more.
So BarnArts.
Thoughts of the day, time ran away. What are you running from when you alone, not chasing after dreams? Oh, you don't need, yeah.
tightrope. They're holding high hopes for you to prove. We walk a tightrope. They're holding high hopes for you to prove. Your mind, it hears the sounds, clouds falling to the ground. People get strange, acting their ways. What are you running from when you alone, not chasing after dreams? Oh, you don't need, yeah, we walk a tightrope. They're holding high hopes for you to prove. We walk a tightrope. They're holding high hopes. You gotta get out of here. Can you take me somewhere away? Oh, I try to comply to promises, hold on from crumbling. Oh, we walk a tightrope. They're holding high hopes. You to prove. We walk a tightrope. They're holding high hopes. You prove. Oh, oh,
Thank you all so much. So I'm happy to wrap it up right here, Chloe.
If you have one more prepared, let's hear one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here comes the sun again over me. Oh, nothing can change the way I feel. Clearing all doubt from the mind, matters of time. When you're running through my veins, rushing to my brain, you're in my head again. I know that I always feel this way. You're in my head again. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Finally, you can breathe. All that's meant will be seen. When you're running through my veins, rushing to my brain, you're in my head again. I know that I always feel this way. You're in my head again. Oh, you're running through my veins, rushing to my brain. You're in my head again. Oh, I know that I always feel this way. You're in my head I say you're running through my veins, you're rushing to my brain. Say you're in my head again. I know that I always feel, I always feel the same.
So feel free to unmute yourself for a real
Thank you,
applause.
That way?
I love it.
Hey, Jack.
Thank you. Thank
If
you.
anyone has any questions, either in the chat or if you want to ask, unmute yourself and ask.
I'm right.
Clap, clap.
Got some virtual clapping, some real clapping, all the kinds.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi there. Oh, great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jack. It's good to see you, man.
Man, I hope you're doing all right, man.
I am definitely getting better. I just have a bad cold.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
So for those of you just tuning in, that was Jack Snyder for our first set. Jack is playing live from Burlington, Vermont right now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You should be able to hear me this summer. I believe I'll be playing regularly at the Barnard Inn, Max's Tavern, outside. Last year I was able to play many weekends there, and it was a really great setting to be outside, and you know, especially during this time, it was awesome. But it was great anytime. And Jeff, who you saw, was also playing with me back then, and my dad, who's also on the call. So there may be a return.
I hope so.
Thank you all so much for listening. Have a great rest of the evening here. It's going to be really an awesome show.
Thank you, Jack. That was great. Thank you. Our next artist, Thayer, is a modern-day Renaissance man. He's a gifted musician, songwriter, inventor of musical instruments, namely the bojotar, host of festivals, and also a talented visual artist. The American Songwriter magazine said this one-time Levon-Helm compatriot is the best artist to come out of New England in recent years, and we are very lucky that he calls Vermont, namely Stockbridge, Vermont, right down the road from us, his home. He's been a regular performer at our Thursday music series since before it was BarnArts Music Series, when it was Fable Farm Thursday pizza nights. And we're we were able to host him and Jack both this summer at our Thursday night music series, which was a real treat, and everyone was even more grateful than normal that we could gather for music. So before we chat with Bo and hear some of the things he just recorded this week, I want to launch his set with a music video he made over the summer that he recently released called Lockdown Quarantine. And it really sums up the feeling of these times. So Linda is queuing that up for us. Thank you, Linda.
In the house, shedding its skin. Can't figure out just how they got in. I wouldn't mind if they stayed in the wall to eat all the mice that's missing in the drawers. Gotta put on a mask just to go to the store. It's feeling like a stick up just to buy some rolls of 2-ply Sherman. Gonna take a little squeeze. Ready for the lockdown quarantine. Getting ready for the lockdown quarantine. Hey there, neighbor, how you getting on? I'd give you a hand, but they're telling me it's wrong. Just as well, cause I got a little cough. Think I'll just go and sleep it off. My wife's been saying I better scream her down. I'm looking like a muffin rolling on the ground. Acting like a panda pissing up a tree. We'll be in the lockdown quarantine. Megan, we'll be in the lockdown quarantine. Is a puzzle in me. I'm still wishing I could work my job. Guess I'll keep bitching that the system's flawed. Living should be easy in the summertime. Gotta focus on fishing and not on dying. I'm running out of line, running out of stream. Nothing's biting in the lockdown quarantine. Nothing's biting in the lockdown quarantine. Unless you're a woman, black, brown, or gay. It seems us humans got a ways to go till we flip the boat over and learn how to row. It's the same old story and the end is near. Looking back in history, it's loud and clear. We're in the same team, on the same team, waiting out the lockdown quarantine. Waiting out the lockdown quarantine. And we're talking about that new COVID ride.
I just love that. Are you doing okay, Bo? You're muted.
Where is he?
Somewhere.
Unmute.
When he starts talking, he might
Yeah.
pop up.
Hello, there we go, right?
There you go.
I'm on my wife's computer.
Oh, you muted again.
That was awesome.
You're muted again, Bo.
See? There we go.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Nothing.
I hear you.
Hello? No? Yes? You can hear me? Yes. All right. Yes, still? All right.
Yes.
Well, I'm on my wife's computer because mine doesn't work so well, but I'm always having troubles with this streaming stuff. That's why I've recorded things for everybody. I hope people are listening on decent speakers. I've just got the crappy little computer speakers here, and all these recordings that like that recording was mixed by Justin Gwip, who I've been working with for many years now, just does a stellar job every time he gets one of my songs and puts it up for a mix. And but to really hear what he's doing, you got to hear it on decent speakers. So even if you're just experiencing this on just a little tiny computer tonight, please go and check it out on some decent speakers, because we kind of bust their butts to make it sound good.
I've got my earbuds in.
But that video sure was a really fun thing to do. Obviously, it's not too far from home.
Yeah, I felt it really summed up kind of the feeling of these times.
Want to spin some other ones, Chloe?
Yeah, so tell us, you just recorded 3 pieces at the Underground Studio in Randolph yesterday. Are these also new works that we're about to see?
I can't hear.
No?
Yeah.
Play
I don't
the
know if you
music,
can hear me.
Linda. Just play this.
Song is called "The Balm in Las Vegas." The concept being that the great city of Las Vegas, Nevada will someday be a giant healing center that people will go to. Instead of to gamble and waste their time and money, they'll go there for spiritual enlightenment or something. Splitting that glit's gonna make you a rich man. Snake on a red road, getting a download up from the canyon. And all I am saying, we could just be praying to a bag of bones. Just ringing in my ears confirms my fears, there's something wrong. And I shouldn't have stared at the sun for so long. Should have stayed on the farm till the harvest. Could it be there's a bomb in Las Vegas? A bomb. Better hope your luck holds, cause anyway the dice rolls, even your chips are gonna end up in the landfill. when things are getting biblical. And man, it's a long shot, but maybe this lot's got a win for the big heart. Maybe. And all I am saying, we could just be praying to a bag of bones. And it's ringing in my ears, confirms my fears there's something wrong. And I shouldn't have stared at the sun and for so long. Should have stayed on the farm till the harvest. Could it be there's a bomb in Las Vegas? A bomb? Could it be there's a bomb? Could it be there's a bomb? Could it be there's a bomb? A bomb? Oh, save me, Jeebus. Maybe Elvis. Praise be, so say we all.
Nice one, Bo.
Very nice.
That's good.
I wish I was that cool.
Good job. Well done.
Very nice. Can you hear us now, Bo?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. All right.
All right, let her rip.
Maybe God is water. Maybe God is water. That, you know, we're made up of water. The planet's made of water.
That's true.
Water has all kinds of crazy properties like memory and
Blasphemy.
blasphemy. Well,
Oxygen.
blasphemy is part of it. Oxygen is a big part of it too.
Mass.
Anyway, let's play the song called this thing called God.
Yes, the song is called.
For those who are willing to roll down the hill and dance in the valleys of the underworld, and not cling to the things that have fallen ill. There's always been grief, and there always will be. Wanna fly easy in the open skies. Wanna believe in this I that is right. So do I. There'll be a nightmare in heaven, a springtime in hell. I can hear the water laughing in the wishing well, and all the little people and their crazy extremes will slide from left to right and meet up in between. Wanna fly easy
Okay. So that was can you hear me? Can you hear me? Go like this if you can. All right. So that was Vincent Freeman playing saxophone there, who's also the guy who owns the underground studio where we recorded some songs yesterday. And he was doing sound and he was recording on his camera and he was playing sax. So thank you, Vincent, for that. Very talented young lad over there in Randolph, Vermont, who's got a studio called the Underground. So if you need any recording needs, see him. And I would also like to add that these songs are all on a brand new record that is coming out actually on April 1st. But I'm pre-releasing it this week. I'm gonna have it up so people can get so local people can get the record. It's called The Zen of Snug, and there's a bit of a story behind it, but I don't know if you have time to really get into the title of the album. But anyway, you'll be able to get it for a limited time. I wanted to put it up because I have a big show up at the Spruce Peak Performing Arts Center where I'm going to have a band with me, and I haven't performed with the band in over a year now, and so I'm a little nervous. But we're going to be performing the record, and I want to give people a chance to get to know the songs a little bit. So if you see it up on Facebook or whatever, it's called The Zen of Snug, and it's a new record, and I'm psyched with it. Justin Gwip recorded it, and it was recorded all remotely from my studio here, which I call the Woodshed, and I had people all over the place submitting tracks. One fellow who I don't know if anyone knows a guy named Jackson Brown. He's a pretty well-known songwriter, but he's not on it. But his guitar player is. Val McCullum is providing some tracks, and we've also, in the meantime, while doing this record, Val and I have collaborated and written an entire other record that we're calling Bobo the Loon. And that one is a collaboration between myself and Val and celebrity engineer and producer, Mr. Greg Wells. So it's the three of us kind of got together and made this remote record. And that's going to be coming out on March 4th, I believe. So stay on the lookout for that as well. It's just crazy. There's been a lot of music going around and this whole remote thing, and everyone in their respective bunkers kind of providing this music. It's going through the airwaves and it's coming. It's just crazy, and it's wonderful too. I'm really proud of both of these records, and yeah, and couldn't be stranger. Strange is good.
Sounds like it's been a challenging time for performing, but it sounds like you've kept busy creating in the time.
Yeah, I've had like a surge in songs. It's been very, very easy, Chloe. I just kind of just grab them right out of the air and just throw them into the computer. It's nuts, and it's wonderful. I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate times for the planet and for the human race, I guess. But for a songwriter, it's pretty lucrative. At least
I hope it's lucrative financially. I
don't mean really financially. I mean, we're not making any money, but we're pretty good at being poor. We've had a lot of practice.
Well, so we've got one more song from your recording session.
Yeah, this one was called The Sins of Man. This was a difficult song. As when I sat down to play it, I realized how difficult it was. Like, oh my God, I got to get this picking pattern going, and I hope I pulled it off. And again, I hope people can go back and listen to some of this stuff with good speakers. It's coming through the computer speakers to me, and I'm like, kind of like, oh no, it sounds awful. Kind of a stickler about sound, but when you get a chance, put them on the big speakers, crank it up. Especially that new album when it comes out. But anyway, okay, this is called The Sins of Man. Let it rip, Linda.
The song is called "The Sins of Man." The sins of man, man. There's a way on the people. There's a way. Wait on the land. There's a faith that cuts deeper than any blade sharpened by hands. You might ride the white-winged pony, a chariot forged in light. Spin the wheel, write the story, whatever guide you through the night. There's a weight on the people. There's a weight on the land. There's a weight washing over. It's gonna weigh the sins of man. Gonna wage the sins of man. Gonna wage the sins of man.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I look
Yeah, that
forward
was,
to hearing.
It's yeah, the recording is I can't wait for people to hear the recording. I actually have Dana Colley from the band Morphine. Remember them? Putting all the horns and stuff on some of these songs too, especially that one. And he just blew some crazy stuff, and it was, yeah, it's a trip.
Well, looking
So,
forward to seeing that. And tell us again, when is your show with Spruce Peak?
Oh yeah, Spruce Peak is next Saturday, the 20th, February 20th, and it will be a streaming thing. You could buy tickets, or you can go up. They're letting a few people into the theater. It's a beautiful room, and they're letting I think about 75 people in. It's a 500 seater, about the size of the Chandler, and they're doing a streaming thing too. I think tickets are. I'm not quite sure how much the tickets are, but we're playing a full 90-minute set. I've been assured that it's gonna go fine because, me and streaming, I'm very weary of it and it scares the crap out of me. But they say it's gonna be great, and so I trust them. I trust them, and yeah. And so it's on Saturday, February 20th, and I think you can get the information off my website, which is just bothair.com.
Awesome. So we have one more video to share.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to make sure everyone knows Bo's not only a talented musician, but he's a great visual artist as well, and has a very unique process for his artwork. So can you share a little bit about your process, and then we'll see?
Sure. I mean, I was originally supposed to be a painter. Music was just something to fall back on if my abstract oil paintings wasn't going to pay the bills. So, but it happened the other way around, But I've been painting my whole life. I went, and I went to art school and all that stuff, and it's just something I've always done. I think this piece that you're about to show is in conjunction with this thing, a side project called the Choirs of Ether, which is basically a visual project that's kind of amalgamated or integrated with sound. I basically go in the studio and I record a track for about half an hour, totally improvised. Then I'll go and paint while listening back to the track. And then after that, I'll go and record another track over the other original track. And I'll stick to the track and I'll improvise it. And I won't stop anything. And then I'll go back and paint some more until I arrive at a union that I think is pretty good. And so this was a little, just a little teaser on that whole project. And if anyone's interested, you can go to Bandcamp and look up the Choirs of Ether. You can also get there from my website, but it's all improvised music that I made here at the Woodshed. And then the paintings kind of are directed by the music. So that's what this little project is.
All right, let's have a look.
enjoyed that a little bit.
Well, thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions for Bo? Questions, comments, applause?
That was amazing. Those are amazing. I wanted to ask what kind of mediums you're working with. Are you working with oils or watercolors?
I started off working with oils, mostly those pieces. Most of those pieces there are acrylic, and I usually go in with acrylic and kind of finish up on, once I get something that's organized and I like, then I could go back and do oil washes over it. But I was trained in oils, but I don't like working in oils exclusively because it's just not good for you. And another thing that I found about the acrylics was when I work with acrylics, I use palette paper, and when I run out of the expensive paint, I have a whole stack of dried palette paper, and I cut that up and use that as a collage too. And I find it's really cool to do that because it's the colors that I've been using while I was painting, and once I run out, the tube runs out, I still have all this dried paper with like wonderful kind of stream of consciousness brush strokes so that I could just kind of cut up and use however I choose. So at this point, it's mostly acrylic.
Yeah, but what about seeing your work sometime? I guess, after the world is better.
Yeah, I'm still working on that. I am still trying to get my my visual language together as an artist, and right now a lot of it is just me trying to lower my blood pressure and status. I'm not quite. I've had several shows that I haven't made a big stink about.
You could have a show in the barn. Up in the Northeast Kingdom, there's this place, the Museum of Ordinary Everyday Things. And it's this guy in his barn, and he made a museum. It's incredible.
If you'd have me, I'd love to show it. Yeah, I'm getting ready to show more. I'm just trying to get my confidence up, and it'll be there someday.
I thought the things were amazing, and the music going along with it was a real trip.
Oh, thank you so much. It means a lot.
Good luck.
At the moment, Bo does have a number of paintings up on his website, and some of those may be available for purchase.
I have sold some off the website. Those paintings are pretty old. I do a lot of painting when I'm traveling. So my wife Lori and I went to the Azores, and I did some painting there. And when I'm touring, that last painting that was up on that video was up at Big Sur, and I was just driving to a gig at Big Sur, and just I had some time, so I pulled over and whipped off a quick painting in the rain, and it was and so a lot of them are kind of sketches like that too, and those really aren't so much meant to be finished pieces, more just like kind of visual ideas that might make their way into a larger work later. But it's just to keep the lenses fresh and looking,
All in good time.
Exactly, all in good time.
Well, thank you, Bo. Do we have any more questions?
Let's get to Trifolium.
All right. So our next band is near and dear to my heart because it's my band and some of my dearest friends. We have Justin Park, who I've been watching play along with Bo and his family during the last song. I wish I could have heard the, I think a flute and ukulele layered on with those.
Yeah, Charlie heard what I was playing on the ukulele and really wanted to add his own element to it, which was great.
And we've got Andy Mueller all the way over in Randolph. You can unmute and say hello.
Hello, hello. I'm unmuted. All the way over in Randolph.
Yeah. So the three of us have been playing together about 3 years. Is that correct?
Something like that.
Something like that. That sounds about right.
I was around this time of year that Andy reached out to me about a wedding gig because he knew I played the cello. And then we needed to put together a cocktail hour band. And I proposed inviting Justin because I'd been playing with him for 7 years at that point, now 10 or more. And Trifolium was born, and we have a lot of fun. We usually play around a campfire until the wee hours of the morning. And in Andy's wood shop, he's an instrument maker, talented luthier, or Justin's music room. But we have not played together in person since October. So I miss these guys in the flesh.
We it's and it's different to try to record music on the web together. It's definitely been I think a fun learning experience for all of us to record video together, and I know Andy has had to learn how to put these things together in a coherent way, which I think he's enjoyed as well in his spare time. And
I hope so.
but it's been fun. It's been fun to kind of play virtually again, even if, even just in that moment where you're recording and you're hearing each other play and playing yourself with them, and for those moments, it does sort of that magic feels present, which is cool still.
Definitely. So our process for the next 3 videos, Andy recorded a bass track, and Justin recorded a bass track for one of the songs, and then we each took turns layering on. I'm on 2 of the tracks, and I got the privilege of playing last, so I got to play with both of these guys.
I will say, if I may just sort of jump in, when we did the first one of these, which was for the BarnArts Winter Carols show, I was hopeful but a little skeptical that it was going to feel like a musical project, or that it was going to feel like we were playing music together. It's such a contrived way to play music. And for that first project, the first thing that happened, because we were just making it up and figuring it out, right? We were kind of, how do we do this with the technology we have and so on. I recorded, me playing a song all the way through and sent it off to Chloe and Justin. And then I got back from each of them then a video of them with earbuds on, listening to what I had played and doing their part. And it was such a bizarre, abstract thing, but at the same time, I know what's going on in their earbuds, and I'm hearing and seeing what they're doing. And I'm just like, yeah, we're playing music together in this, in a really weird way. And then when I sit down and edit the videos together and get everything to sync up, I mean, it really is a very cool musical experience, even though it's nothing like being in the same room with each other. So I'm grateful for these opportunities. And it's just it's given me a new perspective on the musical process, and unexpected.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to have some sort of project to get us creating something together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely do miss, there's a certain energy when we're all in the room together that we feed off each other, and when that they're not hearing your part to feed off of, there's that extra life that's missing. But I think what we came up with, and thank you so much to Andy for taking the time to figure out this new technology, it's a lot of fun. So our first tune is a traditional fiddle tune, Blackberry Blossom, with a medley with Wild Rose of the Mountain. Is that what it's called? Who is that by, Andy?
Wild Rose of the Mountain is a song by a songwriter named Cy Khan, who wrote quite a number of other very good songs.
So you'll see how it blends very well with Blackberry Blossom. It's become a staple in our repertoire. So whenever you're ready, Linda.
Well, if I had my life to live, I'd sure live it over. Only walk in brand new shoes and just lay down in clover. Only work on Christmas Day and all the rest for sporting. I'd spend my days down at the creek and every night go courting. Honey from the honeycomb, water from the fountain, sugar from the sugar cane and the wild rose of the mountain. If I had a pickup truck, fill it up with water, paint a catfish on the side and make believe I caught her, drive it slowly down the road and try to keep from bumping, park it down alongside the creek and watch them fish come jumping. Honey from the honeycomb, water from the fountain, sugar from the sugar cane and the wild rose of the mountain. When I think of home, sweet home, makes my eyes grow misty. Papa singing gospel songs, Mama sipping whiskey. Whiskey from the white oak barrel sure does make good liquor. Makes the night seem twice as bright and the days go by much quicker. Honey from the honeycomb, water from the fountain, sugar from the sugar cane and the wild rose of the mountain. If I had a new made quilt, fill it up with feathers, take my Rosie by the hand and lay down there together. Oh, the nights when I was young, the thoughts that keep returning, chase the winter nights away just like a log fire burning. Honey from the honeycomb, water from the fountain, sugar from the sugar cane and the wild rose of the mountain.
Sweet!
Thank you.
That's my favorite band.
Me too. So our next tune is a duet with Andy and Justin, and I will eventually add my third part once I'm confident with my harmony. These guys do most of the singing in the band, but they are helping me build my confidence in my own singing. And when we can't get together, that's harder to practice. But so, Andy, will you tell us what the next song is?
This is a Norman Blake tune called Ginseng Sullivan. And boy, I've been wanting to bring this song to the band for quite a while. Chloe and I spent a lovely evening at a campfire up on the hillside last summer working on just sort of getting the initial chops down on it. And it's it's a song about being far from home and longing to return to your place and struggling to get there, and living with the cycle of the seasons and some isolation. I don't know, it felt like a great tune for this deal tonight. So I'm glad that we did it. So let's do it.
About 3 miles from the Battelle Yard, the rivers curve on down. Not far south of the town depot, Sullivan's shack was found, back on higher ground. You could see him every day, just walking down the line. An old brown sack across his back and his long hair down behind, speaking his troubled mind. It's a long way to the Delta from the north of Georgia hills, and a tote sack full of ginseng won't pay no traveling bills. Now I'm too old to ride the rails or thumb the road alone, but I guess I'll never make it back to home. My mother wanted Mississippi Delta home. Winters here they get too cold, and the damp it makes me ill. Can't dig no roots in the mountainside when the ground grows hard and still. Better stay at the foot of the hill. But next summer things will turn right, the company will pay high, make enough money to pay my bills and bid these mountains goodbye. Then he said with a sigh, it's a long way to the Delta from the north of Georgia hills, and a tote sack full of ginseng won't pay no traveling bills. Now I'm too old to ride the rails or thumb the road alone, but I guess I'll never make it back to home. My mother wanted Mississippi Delta home. My mother wanted Mississippi Delta home.
So we have one more that we've recorded remotely, and then we do have one more song that we were able to record this summer in the Chandler Music Hall. Someone was unmuted during that last song. I'm trying to see if I can see anyone who's guilty. Okay, Susie Hickey, it looks like you are unmuted. So make sure to mute yourself. All right. So our next piece, I am not going to introduce it. I'm just going to let you see what it is, because I think it's more fun that way.
It's fun either way, Chloe.
Okay. It's a traditional tune from the British Isles, so I think you'll recognize it.
Who are you? Who are you?
Well, I woke up in a Soho door with the policeman knew my name. He said, you can go sleep with him tonight if you can get up and walk away. Then I staggered back to the underground and the priest blew back my hair. And I remember throwing punches around and pushing from my chair. Well, who are you? I really want to know who are you? Come on, tell me who are you? I really want to know who are you? Well, I took the two back out of town, back to the rolling pin. And I feel a little like a dying clown with a streak of vintage till. And I stretch back, you know, hiccup. I look back on my busy day. 11 hours in the tin pan. Oh, there's gotta be another way. Well, who are you? Who are you? Oh, who are you? Who are you? Oh, tell me who are you? Who are you? I really wanna know who are you? I really wanna know who are you? Oh, who are you? Who are you? I really wanna know who are you? 'Cause I really wanna know. I really wanna know. Come on, tell me who are you? You.
Yeah.
Now you really needed good speakers for that one, guys.
Who are you?
Need a good speaker.
Yeah, Charlie.
Thank you all. As you can tell, we don't stick to any one. You can't box us in.
Yeah, we're
Any one
free.
style. We do mostly do traditional tunes and covers of familiar tunes, but on occasion, someone writes a song like Andy Mueller. And our next piece is called Sanctuary. You want to tell us a little about it?
I think this one's pretty straightforward. It's not a hard song to pick up the meaning of just by listening to it. I guess I will say just it's a song that grew out of comments that a friend of mine who I go to church with made about spending summertime spending time in the woods in place of going to church. And that germ I really connected with that, and this song grew out of that. We were on vacation in Maine, out on the ocean, and I was imagining walking through the woods around our house.
All right, let's hear it.
Hey there, mama maple tree, standing on a hill. Your roots so deep, your branches long, your leafy shade so cool. For 100 years or more, you've lived your life for carbon. I'm overjoyed to join you now in nature's wild garden. And greetings crow with feathers black, mischievous demeanor. Your raucous cry does beckon me to wander in these woods. I've walked and flapped from tree to tree, envied you your soaring. With laden heart I join you now on this dewy Sunday morning. So grateful for your different company. Blackest grow and the greenest maple tree that makes calm the waters of my mind. Leave the storms of living far behind. My brother's every living thing, sister's stone and soil, our parents sun and rain and wind, and cousins all creation. I wander back, prodigal, to my ancestral kin, to take my Sabbath in these words and soak their wisdom in. So grateful for the indifferent company, the blackest crow and the greenest maple tree. Let nature calm the waters of my mind, leave the storms of living far behind.
Thank you all.
Yeah, I want to just give a shout out to our friend Brian Carroll over in Corinth for making that video for us. He's really, really good at what he does. And it was, I'm so excited to see that because it looks so good.
Totally, looks great.
And sounds good. And also a shout out to the Chandler Music Hall, who let us perform in there for that little recording set. So
They weren't using it.
What's that?
I said they weren't using
No,
it.
they are not using it,
Not
unfortunately.
at the time. Yeah.
That concludes our prepared videos for this evening, but if anyone wants to hang out, ask questions, say hello.
Hello from California.
Hello.
Hello from down the street in California.
Hey.
Hello from North Carolina. Hello
Wow.
from North Carolina.
Wow.
Hello from North Pomfret, Vermont.
Hello from Nevada City.
Guys.
Hello from Nevada City.
Hey, Nevada City. Hey, Nevada City.
There's my family.
West Woodstock.
There's my family.
West Woodstock.
They put us off on mute again.
Dan and Laredo, are you in Pomfret or Burlington?
Laredo, are you in Pomfret or Burlington?
We are in Pomfret in our cabin.
This is our cabin in Vermont.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, in Pomfret. It's awesome.
We just babysat for Atista's kids.
Nice.
So what
And
yeah.
we just came down this afternoon. Cabin was frozen. Everything was frozen. Even the drains in the sink were frozen.
It's all good now. Thank you for this wonderful evening of music. What a treat.
Thank you all for joining us. And if you weren't here when we began, I'm getting a nice echo. Oh, okay. We are having another virtual event March 6th. We have our annual masquerade dance party over Zoom. There will be a jazz dinner hour set from 6 to 7 with Artist Trio and Sunny Saul. And then we have DJ Sean taking over for the rest of the evening. And we'll just dance together in our living rooms and hang out.
Thank you. It was a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Fadia.
Thanks
Nice
for
to
all
see
your great
everyone.
music. Thank you, Chloe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. Oh, hey, Barrett.
Hi. Hi, Barb. Hi, Phil.
Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Oh,
Hi,
hey.
Phil and Barb. And Barb and Bria, Barrett,
Hello, you California.
Amanda,
Rita.
Charlie.
Justin's whole family is here.
Thank you, Chloe. This was great.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Chloe. You're fabulous.
Thank you. Oh,
Thanks,
you're
Chloe
fabulous.
and Bo and
Thank you so
everybody.
much. It was beautiful.
Hey,
Mom, you're
Barb.
fine.
Mom too.
Nice to see you, Barb and Phil, Barrett and Anela, Bria.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I love your background.
It's the dog.
Jack, it
Oh, the
was so
puppy.
great hearing you play tonight. It was such a thrill.
Hey, Mrs. Pejue.
I believe I might have been the very first person to put you on stage performing at the talent show when you were in 7th grade.
Oh, good.
Who's good?
Great to see you.
It was fun.
Hi, Nance. Hi, Ralph.
Oh, is that Rick?
Hi, Justin, Corinne, Annabelle,
Oh,
Carly.
just said hi.
That cute.
You want to see all
Yeah, Monty.
Yeah. Oh.
Hi, Chloe.
I don't know who just said that, but hi, everyone.
It was awesome. So awesome to see and hear the other musical acts too. Chloe, you guys sound awesome, and it was just like really heartwarming thinking about summers in Barnard at Feast and Field, and super nice. So thank you for putting all that together and doing all that work.
Well, thank you for being part of it and for the time you put in making sure we knew what we were doing with Zoom.
My pleasure.
Jack, you have a very Jack Johnson voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
But better.
But better.
Well, better.
Oh,
But you have a Jack Snyder voice.
Yeah.
Although my dad's name is John, so I'm technically
Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Jack John Mayer Johnson.
Jack Johnson. Mayor Johnson. Good.
Great songs, Jack. Really like
Jack, you were amazing, Jack. I loved it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so good to see you. I hope your recovery continues.
Yeah, I'm on the way up.
That's good. And
Yeah.
Justin, it's awesome to see you guys all hanging out.
We're having fun. The kids are having fun kicking me over and over again.
I love the Who cover, you guys. Are you gonna put that out, or have you put that out somewhere online?
We just made it. Andy finished it after midnight last night. So
Oh my
this was
God.
the big debut, but I imagine that it will go up on Andy's YouTube
You
channel.
gotta.
Yeah.
That was all out.
And yeah, that editing was amazing.
You really got to see my beard up close.
Yeah.
I actually discovered a gray beard hair years ago. No, I actually pulled it out. I snipped it like an inch of it off just so I couldn't see it yet. It's like I know it's there, when I'm ready to really reveal it.
Yeah, I think I saw your lunch actually.
Anyway, it was a great show. It's beautiful that you guys are putting that together for the community and for families, and I think it's wonderful. So just keep it up, keep it going.
Thank you, Barb.
That's my mom from Berkeley, California.
Awesome.
You can see her. She's up on the hill. That's actually her.
I have
That's
a
actually
snippet.
where she's standing.
I have a snippet.
No, you kind of live there, so you can kind of pull that off.
Yeah, true that.
Works.
True that.
Guys, I can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday night. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Rick.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thanks
folks.
again.
Happy
Thanks,
Valentine's
Chloe.
Day, everyone.
Happy
Over and out.
Valentine's Day.
Thank you again, Linda and Chloe.
Bye,
Thank
Charlie.
you.
Bye, Annabelle.
Bye, Charlie and
Bye,
Annabelle.
guys.
Great show.
Bye,
Thank you.
Corinne.